Now, it's the bank holiday weekend coming up, so I know this is a fantastic opportunity to completely make over your home. So in this short video, I share 5 of my favourite, super fast, super easy DIY creative projects. First up, I'm going to talk to you about painted furniture, because that is a brilliant way to get a fresh new look in your interior design scheme. You can even think about adding in a bit of colour that way. However, I know everybody thinks it takes ages and it's really boring, all that sanding down, priming, undercoating, top coat, but it doesn't have to be that way. I found this brilliant little product called Zinza 123 Primer. A miracle product because it literally goes on everything. You can paint it on wood, but also your laminate kitchen, metal, all kinds of surfaces. For the sake of painting up this chair, it means that I don't have to sand it down. I just give it a quick wipe over, get rid of any flaky paint or varnish, and then just put one coat on. And then on top of that, you would choose your acrylic eggshell. And this is the beauty of it, because you can have complete creative freedom and choose absolutely any colour you want. Now, my top tip is, if you are painting something that's a little fiddly, like a chair, is to use a sash brush. Now, typically that's used in windows, but it's really good at getting in all the little nooks and crannies. So it'll make light work of a chair and it'll stop all those nasty drips. So get yourself the right brush, get yourself the right undercoat, and you could transform your set of dining chairs in literally a day. So I've got a little trick on how to updo your existing table lamps, or it might be that you find something from a junk shop or a charity shop and you want to bring it home. However, one thing you can't get crafty with is the electrics. With all my projects, be it wall sconces or ceiling lights or old table lamps, I always use a registered electrician to do any electrical work. For ease, I've gone for a drum lampshade because they're super easy to cover. All you need to do is cut your fabric 4 centimetres wider than the width and 4 centimetres longer than the length. Next, you want to make sure that your fabric is super ironed flat, and then you can spray the wrong side with spray adhesive and then simply roll the shade along the length of the fabric, leaving 2 centimetres hemline at the top and the bottom until you fixed it in place. Then with the vertical hem, you want to apply some fabric glue. Fold it over into a neat fold and then glue it neatly in place, making sure none of the glue seeps out and shows. You want to snip some slits around the top and the bottom hemlines, only about 1 inch or so apart, and then when you apply the glue, it'll make it easier to create a nice neat fold. Finally, just to make sure everything glues nice and neatly, I tend to get some clothes pegs and use these all the way around the edges until the glue has dried. One thing you really want to make sure is none of the fabric gets loose and flops and flaps about and gets anywhere close to that super hot light bulb. And then finally, pop it on your lamp base and voila, doesn't it look fab? Now, these shelves are really easy to hang. I picked them up from IKEA and they're great because they've got pre-drilled holes. So I work out where I want to put them on the wall and then mark the hole using a pencil. Before you start drilling, it's really important that you are completely confident that there are no electrical cables in the wall. Now, typically these run horizontally or vertically from light sockets or electrical sockets, but they can also run up and down in the corners too. Now, if you're not sure, it's worth investing in a cable detector because you don't want to get any nasty shocks. Next, you're going to need to drill the first hole. Now, you want to make sure that your drill bit, raw plug, and the screws you're using are all the same fit. For example, I'm using number 6. So I drill the first hole and fix the shelf in position, and then use a spirit level to make sure the shelf is straight before you mark your second hole, and then simply drill, raw plug, and screw it into position. Now, I've used 3 shelves of different widths staggered at different heights to create a really nice, balanced and pleasing display. I absolutely love wallpaper because it punches in a strong sense of style and personality to any room. But you don't just have to stick it on the walls, you can use it on furniture too. It looks great on flat-fronted wardrobes, but today I'm going to put it on a piece of cheap flat pack furniture. Now, first of all, I might just rough up the front of the drawers with a little bit of sandpaper, just so I can make sure that the glue really adheres to it. Next, I'm going to measure out my wallpaper with a little bit of an overlap here so that I can trim it off neatly with a scalpel later. Now, I use a PVA glue to stick the wallpaper to the drawers because it's just a lot stronger than wallpaper paste, although you can add a little bit of water to it if it's hard to spread, but you want to make sure you're really generous with the glue so it gets really well stuck in place. And also what's really nice is the wallpaper can slide around until you find the right place for it to fit. Now, when the glue is thoroughly dry, you can go around and neaten up the edges with a super sharp scalpel. You want to make sure that there's no flappy bits. And then I like to seal it all with a couple of coats of a really good matte clear varnish, and this will just thoroughly protect it and make sure your piece of furniture stands the test of time. And then finally, I'm going to add some designer handles. I just picked these ones up from Zara Home, but you can get some great designs on the internet and they only cost a few pounds, but the look is $1 million. Now, I think the finishing touches are just as important as the bigger picture when it comes to pulling together your room scheme, and I just love this little trick. I've picked up some rather naff and kitsch ornaments. It might be something you pick up from a flea market or a charity shop, and I'm gonna give them a little bit of a humorous twist by spraying them up in some new colours. Now, this little guy is gonna go neon pink, and I'm just loving everything neon right now. I think it looks really, really cool. You could go black or white, but actually why not go metallic gold? That's very much the trend metallic right now. So really quick and easy to do. Just get yourself out there in a well-ventilated area, put down lots of newspaper because that paint does tend to go everywhere. And for a really good finish, especially with the neon actually, I'd recommend putting a white base coat primer on underneath first. And then literally so quick and easy to do, and don't they look super cute? Well, I hope you found this little video inspiring and it's got you in the mood for getting creative this weekend. And what's more, by doing stuff and making stuff, you end up with something that's completely individual to you. Now, if you've got any questions about any of the projects that I've shown you here, please do ask in the comments section below, and also check out my other videos. I've got loads more coming soon, so subscribe to my channel.